Hello everybody, what is up? It's your boy Derek. So today's video is going to be a little different from the past few. I will be giving you a walkthrough of a basic coil build on a regulated device. This is one of the things that I've been doing for about 6 years now. One of my all-time favorite hobbies, I'd say. So I'm really eager to talk about it with you guys. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So there are a few must-haves when it comes to the coil building process, and then there are a few things that just make the entire process that much easier. As far as the must-haves, of course you need a device of some sort. For that I will be using my regulated Vapes drag box, an RDA, which I will be using the Secret Squad Killing Time RDA. It is a 2-post. You will need your building material. For that I have 22 gauge A1 Canthal. You will need some sort of wicking material. I use cotton bacon V2. Make sure it is 100% organic cotton. You will need some sort of inner diameter or something to wrap around. You can use a metric size screwdriver, or I will actually show you how to use one of these coil wrapping kits. You also need some flat snips, such as these, and some scissors. Luckily, I have Geek Vapes mini toolkit that has plenty of extra goodies in here, such as a set of pliers, of course the Curo wrap itself, Phillips and flathead screwdriver, and these nifty guys, which are ceramic tip tweezers, which make the evening of your coils that much easier in the end. I will definitely show you how to use these guys. So with that, let's go ahead and go to the next step. So for this first coil build, we are going to use our manual coil wrapper, our hands, and this 3mm screwdriver. We will need some flat snips or snips of some sort, and of course our build wire. So let's go ahead and get us some of this wire. I'm going to start off with about 3.5 to 4 inches. It's a little bit of excess, but it gives us a little bit of playroom for our build. So we'll take our wire and of course our screwdriver. I like to pinch it right here at the edge of this little lip. Hold it about as tight as you can, and we will proceed with our wraps. I like to keep these wraps as close as possible. Just helps with the overall heating of the coil. Make sure to count your wraps. I'm currently at 4, 5, and 6. This is important because you want to make sure that both coils, if you are running dual, have the exact same number of wraps on it. Now, as you can see, this lead right over here is a little wonky. So I'm actually going to use our pliers here just to pull that guy straight. And as you can see now, we have our first 6-wrap 22 gauge coil. Now our second coil building method would be use something such as this, which is a coil jig. The way this little guy works is you will unscrew your top cap. It comes with 2 rods, each with 2 inner diameter rods, 2mm, 3.5mm. Then we have 2.5mm and 3mm. We will need our 3mm to copy the other coil. That just slides down like so. Your top cap will then screw down over top of this. Make sure to use the corresponding top cap. We have our 30 for our 3mm. We'll set this to the side. Again, we will need around 3.5 to 4 inches of canthal. Now this is where it gets very interesting. So we'll take our wire and slide through the hole right here. See, it comes out through the top. Pull that about yay far. And now make sure to hold this piece of wire down. I like to take it and do just one decent wrap, just to make sure everything lines up. Then your coil head slide down over top and literally just turn. Make sure to count. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bend this lead back up And your coil should pop right out, just like so. You have a perfectly wrapped coil. Again, you can kind of see this excess lead is a little wonky, so I'm just going to slide that back on. Bring out our pliers again, just to pull that excess lead back straight again. Of course, we can clip off all this excess tails right. For this next part, we are going to install our fresh built coils. For that, we will need some flat snips, our device with RDA, a screwdriver for your top post screws. For that, I am using a flathead, and of course, our coils. To start, I've loosened our top post screws here. As you can see with the Killing Time RDA, they are spring loaded, which definitely makes this a whole lot easier. Back that one out a little too much there. Screw this down just a little bit. We'll start by taking our lead. I like to leave it on whatever you wrapped around. It just helps maintain the coil's form as you put it in. And we will slide one lead into our negative, and then the opposite lead over into our positive there. We'll push that in until the coil's rested over this side airflow there. And I like to go ahead and trim my excess leads off. It just makes it easier, so when the second coil is in there, those leads are already out of the way. Now try to make these cuts as flush to the post deck as possible. Keep that flushness right there. We'll slide the screwdriver out. Now at the moment, this coil is very sensitive to touch too much and it will back out. So what I like to do is just to keep my finger just on the back of it, just to keep it from backing out as we insert our second coil here. So again, we're going to slide one lead into the positive and the opposite into the negative here. Here's where things get a little bit more tricky. Before cutting that lead, I'm going to go ahead and tighten down our top post screws so that when we do reposition and trim these coils, they're tightly secure and we don't pull them out of place. Like so. See, I have a little bit of excess lead over here. I will use these flat snips to get rid of that, just like so. As you can see, our coils are still a little janky in there. So I'm going to take our wrap device, slide that through the middle like so, and just tilt and pull back on those, just to straighten them up some. We'll do that on both sides here. Slide that down like so. This one we will push over some. And we'll adjust them so they're about even as possible. And we have our coils inserted. So we have our coils installed. The next process is going to be assuring that both sides are heating evenly. To do that, without any juice or cotton, we are going to pulse our device. So go ahead and hit your fire button and let these coils light up. And as you can see, this side is already heating up way faster than this side. So to fix that, we're going to pinch these coils on both sides. Let's see what that does for us. You can see we're getting a little bit more of a even heat distribution. This side is still heating up a slight bit faster. So we'll tug these apart some. And there we are. let these guys cool off and we will wick this up. So our device is cooled off. Now it's time to wick this bad boy up. For that, we will need our cotton bacon, which is wonderful because it comes in these nice, fat, fluffy strands. Literally, you can just pull off as needed. So that is more or less of a feel game, but the best way to describe it is you want it tight enough, but still loose at the same time. So the way I keep my cotton really fluffy and snug through the coil is I really only twist up one end very fine, just to get it started through the coil. And as you see, as I pull it, the cotton starts to bunch up on itself a little bit, which means it's tight enough, but since I can still pull it through, it's not too tight that it will burn out in the center of the coil. So we have all that excess cotton. So we'll need to trim this down. I think overall inch across of cotton is a decent amount. Depending on the coil you put in there and the build deck you're working with, really determines how much cotton you will need. But as you see, that one little strand across of cotton bacon is enough to do both sides of the coil. Again, we're going to trim our excess. And we have just wicked brand new cotton into our brand new build. Next step I'd say would be to tuck this cotton so it's out of the way. For that, I'm just going to use these tweezers again and just poke this stuff right on down in the sides here. The Killing Time RDA has 2 deep juice wells on both sides, which allows plenty of storage space for that excess cotton. And this bad boy's ready to use. So all we need now is some juice. And this is very important to saturate these brand new coils and wicking. Otherwise you will get a very unpleasant cotton taste. So we've got this guy wicked and all juiced up. Let's see how she performs. Oh yes, very nice. All we need now is our cap. And let's try her out. Plenty of flavor, plenty of production. Very satisfactory. So guys, that concludes today's build tutorial video for regulated devices. If you are interested in getting started in the rebuildable game, I do recommend starting with a regulated device of some sort. These boxes nowadays have new boards that have your safety in mind with built-in safety precautions that will prevent the device from firing a build that is too low or unsafe for the device to handle, or if by chance the coils are shorting out in some way. They will prevent that from firing and causing any harm. So with that said, guys, if you are interested, make sure to stop into any of our shops, check us out, and we are here to help you in any way possible. Till next time, guys.